With all due respect to Cecil B. DeMille and Charlton Heston and the Ten Commandments, I think the best movie to watch on Easter is Monsters Incorporated. Check it out. Now, I know it's not a religious movie per se, but most of the stories that Jesus told were not religious stories. They were stories about vineyard workers and vineyard owners. They were stories about fathers and sons and women who lost coins and servants who were given talents by their masters. I think what Jesus kept trying to tell us, and we keep trying to understand even yet today, is that there's no more separation. The whole point of his incarnation, the whole point of this resurrection we celebrate, is there's no more distance between heaven and earth, no more distance between God and man, no more separation, no more division, just one united body of Christ, one in the Father. And it's wonderful. If you follow the plot line and the story arc of Monsters Incorporated, and if you haven't seen the movie, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, you've got to put that on your to-do list. But if you follow the story arc and the plot line of this movie, when it starts out, all power comes from fear. All power comes from fear. And it is by scaring and frightening children in particular that power is fueled. But there's one little girl named Boo, who in her innocence and her wide-eyed enthusiasm and excitement for life transcends fear. And where others see a monster, she sees a giant kitty cat. And indeed, she, through her love of him and his love for her, she transforms him. And instead of becoming a monster that scares children, he becomes just a big giant kitty cat that brings out joy and laughter from children. It is wonderful. It is glorious. It is the transformation from fear to joy, from darkness to light, from hatred to love. It's a whole new world. Happy Easter. Of course, we still have a lot of monsters in our world. Monsters with names like violence and injustice and tyranny. And we still have monsters in our own heads. Monsters with names like greed, arrogance, insecurity. And these monsters keep stirring up fear within us. And it seems that the more fear they stir up, the more power they have. The more power they have over us. And sometimes it can feel overwhelming. But not this day. Not this day. Because from this day forward, those monsters bringing fear have no power at all. All power is in the love and the mercy and the joy of God. That's where all of our power really is, now and forever. And there's so much to celebrate about that. So much to believe in and get excited about and rise to our feet. Because all the darkness has been defeated by light. All the hatred is defeated by love. All the fear is defeated by joy, and it's right there for us. All we have to do is step up and wrap our arms around it and get excited about it and go out in the world and share it with one another. And my goodness, all those folks out there are hungry for us to share joy with them. They really are. Early in the movie, Mr. Waternoose, who's the head monster, says, without screams, we have no power. Without screams, we have no power. At the end of the movie, Sully, who's the main protagonist in the film, says, laughter is 10 times more powerful than screams. Indeed it is. Laughter is so much more powerful than screams. Light is so much more powerful than darkness. Love is so much more powerful than hatred. Life is so much more powerful than death. And joy is so much more powerful than fear. It's all right there. The greatest story of Easter. The transformation from a world ruled by fear to a world ruled by joy. Transformation of a world ruled by anger and hatred to a world ruled by hope and joy now and forever and ever. And may this everlasting, ever-living joy of the risen Christ just shine down upon you with the warmth of the sun. And may that ever-living, everlasting joy of the risen Christ wrap the heart within you in a warm hug. And may that everlasting, ever-living joy of the risen Christ radiate from you and touch every person you meet.